Well, on the sort of learning technologies in EAP course, the main purpose of video is to help create this kind of sense of presence of a tutor on the course for the participants. Online courses, tend to be quite isolating for people. They tend to feel they're working on their own. So that anything that can make them feel that there's a trainer or a tutor there, I think, can be incredibly useful. So we put a lot of videos as sort of introductions to the modules, to sort of finish off the modules as well. Also, we have lots of videos of classroom teaching as well. So all of these things help to create this sense that they're not working by themselves, that there is a tutor or a trainer engaging with them.
Usually on courses you end up having to read a lot of stuff and you either skip it or it's just tedious to read it, whereas with the videos you sort of had to listen to the whole thing and you needed to listen to the whole thing, and I found that was beneficial. Also, I felt that it helped you to feel like you had a genuine relationship with the teachers, which in distance learning is really important. You felt like you were part of a group, and that the tutors cared about you.
Sometimes you just read all this theory, or you can do this with your students, you can put them in pairs, in groups, etc. But then it's very difficult to know how to really do that in the classroom, or you don't know if that's going to work. But seeing that with a real teacher and real students and seeing how it works, then it makes you feel more confident about how you can do that in your classroom. So, and what to change or what to keep the same. So I think that was very, very useful in general.
I think we tend to record the things which happen in the classroom prior to the course, because that gives us a chance to edit it and choose kind of the relevant moments, and also to get things like permission from the students, which is obviously a key consideration in video. But then the welcome videos we tend to film ourselves kind of 2 or 3 days before the module's about to start, so that gives us a chance to look at the forums and the activity that students have been doing, and to kind of try and reflect that in the video itself. And this might be by screenshots or by kind of mentioning people by name, but the idea there is to kind of give the students a chance of the feeling of a community that's kind of happening in real time. So our main tool is a robot called Swivel, Swivel without an E if you're searching for it online. What that does is the teacher wears a lanyard, and the lanyard has a sensor and a microphone in it. So you put a tablet or a mobile phone on the swivel, you put the swivel on a tripod, and you put it at the back of the classroom. And so as the teacher moves around, the camera kind of tracks the teacher's movements, but also picks up good quality audio. And this is kind of key for effective classroom footage, because the old system of maybe parking a video camera at the back of the classroom means that you never really got good audio quality, and teachers would fade in and out. So yeah, that's how we use it.
This is a useful skill. At university, sometimes you'll be asked to give very formal presentations with PowerPoint and things like that. But sometimes you'll just be asked to sort of talk about something for a few minutes. And so it's not really a sort of a chat, it's not really a conversation, but it's not really a proper presentation. It might be sort of an informal presentation.
I think our main piece of software is something called Camtasia, which is reasonably cheap as far as video software goes. I was completely new to video editing when I started the course, and it's very, very easy to learn, and quite powerful for what it does. Certainly it allows you to do editing. You can do things like green screening, you can drop in captions, etc. Has quite good audio editing built into it as well, which again helps the quality of audio on the course. Obviously we use a swivel, but actually most of the tools that we use are kind of quite simple. So we might use an iPad or a mobile phone to do filming. We have recently invested in a kind of studio setup, which gives us a green screen and some kind of good quality studio lights. But even that wasn't actually very expensive. And just having these basic tools allows you to actually do quite a lot when you're filming. Not very easy at the beginning. What we found, I think the first time we filmed something, it probably took us half an hour to produce a 1 minute video, partly because David and I were just too busy laughing at our own performances. So what we tend to do now is pre-script the videos, and this has become quite easy then when you're filming. You have a script running on a teleprompter, and it just gives you a slightly more polished air than when you're just trying to remember everything that you want to say.
Well, I think the ability to watch over what you do is incredibly beneficial. People may tell you that you did this in class or that you acted in this way, but often it's difficult to know if that's really true or not. Being able to see it in front of your own eyes, being able to watch your own performance, being able to watch your mistakes, what you do well, I think is incredibly useful. And I've used that on SAUTA courses in the past where I record their lessons, and then in the feedback afterwards we could actually look through bits of their lesson and focus on areas of good practice, areas that they need to improve. And certainly the feedback at the end of the course suggested that they really enjoyed that and found that a very useful experience.
I think video for the trainee gives a much greater opportunity for self-realisation and self-knowledge than any feedback could, because I mean for me, since we bought Swivel, I've been doing my Delta, and so I videoed myself in the classroom, and it can really make you, watching yourself for an hour can really make you aware of the tics that you have, both physical and verbal, as a teacher. But it also gives you the chance to kind of watch things maybe more than once to assess, well, what did go wrong there, or what did go well there, and how can you build on it in the future.
We run a lot of workshops here. We've got quite a large staff, so it's not always possible for all of them to come. So we use video and the Swivel to record the sessions and then make them available to teachers afterwards on our sort of internal website or portal that enables them to access it and watch it at their own sort of time, at their own sort of leisure. The good thing about this is that they can do a lot of their CPD from home or in whenever they can find the time to do it as well. The other thing that we do as well is to create short, what are called bite-sized videos, where a teacher might talk through a particular technique or a particular area that they're interested in. It might be a short 15-20 minute video. They'll sit in front of the computer and we'll record their face and we'll record their presentation, and then again we'll make that available to the rest of the staff through our internal portal. And again, we've got lots of very sort of positive feedback from teachers who found that very useful as a way of sort of improving their teaching skills.